It's time to feel the rage. Welcome to Film Rage, where we talk movies in cinema, streaming, and classic films as well. Directors and actors beware, as you cannot hide from the rage. My name is Bryce, and I'm part of the Film Rage crew, which also includes Jim. Hey there, Jim.
Hey, Bryce.
And also we have Murray, who I was told would not be with us this week, and then I was informed that he would be with us this week, and then I was told that he has like 2 more jobs now, so I think he's got like 6 or 7 of them now. So what's the tally on these jobs, Murray? What do you have?
5 million jobs and not making any money from any of them.
Oh. Yes. I don't know if it's a job until you get a paycheck. Well, I guess
exactly.
At least it's not a paying job. Are they paying, or are you doing a lot of volunteer work?
No, they will be.
All right, excellent. So you're going to be independently wealthy soon because you'll just be working every hour of the day.
Working 12-hour days every day. Yeah.
Exactly. That sounds terrible.
It is.
So with the introductions out of the way, let's rage on.
Only question I have about it is Murray technically on strike from his real job?
No, but the other people are. So
I got it. So you're on strike by association.
I am being punished for their strike. Is what's happening.
Nice. Or just you're supporting the cause by getting 7 jobs.
Hopefully
but they're millionaires and I'm not. So.
All right.
Well, not all of them are though.
Yeah.
If all of them were, then you should be pissed. But
That's
all
right.
of them are not.
They're not. Well, thanks to all who've been supporting us. If you love our independent podcast, please like, subscribe, share, and give us 5-star rating on your listening platform. Or support us and join the Film Rage community by joining our membership at buymeacoffee.com/Film Rage YYC. If you cannot commit to a membership, you can still buy us a movie rental and dare us to see a terrible film, and we will watch it if it's played anywhere in cinemas in the world. Now, let's get to raging. But first, here's a word from our sponsors.
Hey, Bryce, what are you doing tonight?
I'm going to my favorite cinema, Canyon Meadows Cinema, to see the best second-run movies at the best price.
What? How inexpensive are they?
Regular price is $5.
Regular price is $5. Makes me hope they also serve pizza.
They do, plus a lot of other great food choices. Plus, I'm planning my office Christmas party there. They can host a plethora of options for any get-together. Gaming, movie, drag show.
Drag show? Now I know where I'm planning my next party.
Hey, maybe you think there's a Liam Neeson or a superhero movie planned?
I hope not. But maybe there'll be a great independent documentary.
Sure. Call CMC at 403-670-5444 to book a special event or go online at canyonmeadowscinema.ca.
I'm feeling a little groovy, I gotta admit. It's raining like a bitch, as they like to say here.
Our water barrel's finally getting some water. We may be able to use it. That would be so exciting.
That's right, and you can drink natural spring water out of your front yard.
No, we're not drinking out of the water barrel. It's not a good
Rainwater
idea.
is healthy.
Yeah, it's going through our eaves to get to that, so it's
You
not
don't
a
have
good
a whole
idea.
filtration system? Well, you know what? It sounds like we got a summer project.
We don't
Help
need a
Bryce
filtration
build
system.
a filtration
we just need
system.
to water the lawn and the trees, and
Need to help if the vegan be more earth friendly.
That's right.
that's why we got the rain barrel.
But you know, his poop is fantastic for nature's garden.
Just stop.
It's not? I thought vegans had the best poop.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Talking about the poop.
Fertilizer.
Fertilizer.
Let's move on.
Loom? Is it Loom now? Is that what we're talking? All right, yeah. So we got to see a movie in cinema called Asteroid City.
Asteroid City.
By Wes Anderson.
Yeah, Asteroid City is perhaps the Wes Andersoniest movie that I've ever seen. From the set pieces to the ridiculously long list of A-list actors, to the deadpan humor, to the narration of a movie inside a play, inside a documentary. It is all very Wes Anderson. The casts are all perfect, but perhaps the most surprising of these is the performance by Jason Schwartzman, who has always been excellent, but in the role of Augie Steenbeck, who is played by Jones Hall, who is played by Schwartzman, he has never been better. Let's face it, Schwartzman is always solid, but this time he absolutely blew me away. This is the most layered performance that he has ever given. I was also pleased to see how good Scarlett Johansson was in this. I was not sure that she would be a good fit in Wes Anderson's world, but I was wrong, and she was a pleasure to watch. At this point, I feel that actors would drop anything they were doing just to have a line or two in a Wes Anderson film.
Yeah, probably.
How else can you explain Margot Robbie or Hong Chow or Willem Dafoe showing up for a few lines of dialogue? Or Jeff Goldblum, who has no lines, and if you blink, you may not see him sitting in that makeup chair backstage.
Yeah, that's right.
Nobody makes movies like Wes Anderson, and while there is a familiar feel to them all, they are all unique. He is a director I always look forward to everything he does, as I know it will be great, and it always is. This is a case again, as I knew Asteroid City would be Mondo, and it was.
What? That's so surprising. I never would have guessed that.
It was so good.
I'm just surprised. So
He's like the best director that's going right now. Like, that's making
I'm gonna
films right
say
now.
second best, but he's pretty close to first best. He's very close.
Who's best? You're gonna say
Papa.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Papa Cronenberg.
Papa Cronenberg's my favorite director of all time.
There you go.
And it's only because he has more content, and they're all
He's got
Mondo.
a lot of content.
So, yeah, it's just not nonstop Mondo.
I'm actually
Cronenberg.
curious to see what Wes Anderson does when he's like 65, 70 years old, because he'll still be making movies. There's no way he's not going to still be making movies.
You got to think, right? Like, Crimes of the Future from Cronenberg in this last year is still like fucked up awesomeness.
No, that's why I'm looking forward to it. I don't think it's going to get any less awesome.
It's not going to get any less Wes Anderson.
Exactly.
So, Asteroid City is a movie about a play inside a movie inside of a play, or maybe it's a play about a movie inside a play inside a movie. But as Jason Schwartzman's character said within the movie, in this off-camera portion of the play, I don't know what the play is about.
Yes.
And I personally don't care. Wes Anderson does what he does best. Gather his usual cast of characters with the likes of Willem Dafoe, Schwartzman, Swinton, Norton, Wright, and others, along with major newcomers to the fold of ScarJo, Tom Hanks, and bit parts by Matt Dillon and Margot Robbie, who, in my opinion, also did a good job. And my like of Margot Robbie has been very hit and miss lately. So the fact that she showed up in a Wes Anderson film, she was very Wes Anderson appropriate, and she didn't annoy me for the small bit part that she was there. So
there we go.
So far, I'm back on the Margot Robbie train. That's what I'm saying.
There we go.
I'd ride that train all the way to
Robbie
Asteroid
Town.
City. From Robbie City to Asteroid City.
There you go.
With music that's memorable and period piece appropriate, being in the 50s, with cinematography that's a mooted 50s color palette and sets we have come to be very familiar with from a Wes Anderson film. What I find most interesting, though, in this particular film is that the wackiness of the characters seem a little less wacky, but still Anderson quirky, which are obviously outstanding, funny, and quick, and many things happening all at once, but still at times slowed right down and makes allowances for us to catch our breath and enjoy the majesty of everything that is Wes Anderson. Schwartzman and ScarJo are awesome together in their and I'm doing quotes here, in their non-sexual sexual tension, where just like he proved in Moonrise Kingdom, he can direct kids to a level of dry and witty humor normally only saved for seasoned, experienced actors, with teenage brainiacs that play elevated games of telephone for the entire movie, or triplet little girls becoming witches. We get a blue steel posing alien and a meet me by the real Roadrunner.
Yes.
Which at that time I laughed for 7 minutes straight. I said, who in their fucking right mind would make a 1950s period piece and put a Roadrunner in it that says meep meep? I completely lost my shit.
So good.
There is so much going on in this film that had me smiling and laughing nonstop, with every single character, even the very minor characters, have an impact in the story. And you know every single thing about them with even their smallest role. Like how he can pull a character and have it fully developed, and even like Willem Dafoe's character, or the general's assistant dude, who you've seen him in a few other Wes Anderson films. It was just like, you know who these characters
You mean
are.
all of them?
Yeah, all of them.
He's pretty much been in all of them.
Yeah, you're
maybe.
no.
Most of them.
No, he hasn't.
I've been all of them.
No, he's been in a lot of the recent times. You're right
Yeah.
there, Murray. But I mean, he wasn't in.
From Grand
the very first-
Budapest on.
Yeah, exactly. Anderson has a style that is not hard to pick out, and yet his charm and characters that are creatively modeled into people we understand, but often make us laugh at and with, are so well done. Come for the scenery, set design, music, and the characters, but one thing Wes Anderson seems to get right every single time. You can't predict what's going to happen. You can't help but smiling. And you can always predict he's going to make a film that's Mondo.
There you go.
Just the way it is.
It's just the way it is.
And there's a song about that.
You know, the thing about Wes Anderson too is I could just listen to this movie and be royally entertained. I could watch this movie with no sound and be royally entertained. And I could watch the combination of the two and watch a Mondo movie.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. Let's hear what Murray says, and then we probably have some unpacking to do. Because Murray had sent me a text, a coded text that said, I saw the movies, and I am positive we were on different ends of the
I
spectrum.
believe that was a phone call.
Oh.
I called to talk to you about my awesome week.
Oh, right. His awesome
And
seventh
I mentioned
job.
how I probably have the opposite opinion of the two of you for both of the movies this week.
This is going to be interesting. Very interesting indeed. Let's hear it,
Probably
Murray.
not for you two.
See, unlike you, we're okay if you do critical things. It's just who you are.
I'm starting to think I'm not smart enough to appreciate Wes Anderson films. I'm no moron, but this latest one didn't make much sense to me either. By all rights, I should have loved it. It literally had a ton of my favorite actors in it. Tom Hanks,
Yes.
who you guys didn't even mention.
Yeah, you
I did
I-
mention him.
I didn't hear you.
Well, you weren't listening close enough.
ScarJo, Margot Robbie,
I
Willem
mentioned
Dafoe,
all of them. I mentioned him.
Bryan Cranston,
I didn't mention him.
Didn't mention him.
Jeff Goldblum, Liv Schreiber,
Yeah.
They were all great.
They're all there.
even Steve Carell.
Yeah, he was.
Yes.
He was exceptional.
So
Well.
that was supposed to be Bill Murray until he got COVID.
Oh no. Well, I'm glad Carell picked up the Murray bag.
Instead, I found myself bored for most of the film. This play inside a film,
Yes.
inside a play,
Yes.
inside a film,
Yes.
jumped around too much.
Yeah.
For
no.
all the high-priced A-list talent, there wasn't really a main character to drive the film.
There was two.
It was just a bunch of cute cameos, and can you spot the celebrity?
No.
I didn't find any of the characters especially well written, except maybe that Schwartzman guy. The children in this movie were actually more entertaining,
They were
They
awesome.
were awesome.
though I did enjoy both of the alien scenes.
Yeah. They're awesome.
Don't get me wrong, the cinematography, set design were outstanding,
Yep.
though it did look pretty fake.
At times.
The acting was
Sort of
very
the
good.
point.
Almost everything about this movie is perfect, except the plot.
What?
It was a very pretty picture, but I have to give it a rage.
What? All the way to rage.
All the way to rage.
Whoa.
I actually enjoyed French Dispatch more. I didn't even like that one very much. I guess other than Grand Budapest Hotel, I just don't like his movies. Sorry, guys.
Well, so okay. So how many have you actually seen though?
At least a half a dozen.
Okay.
It wasn't
So
like,
have-
it wasn't like there's only the second movie I've ever seen of his. I've seen a big chunk of them. I haven't seen all of them, but since Grand Budapest, I've seen at least 4 or 5.
Gotcha.
I just they're too convoluted. There's almost too many people in the movie, too many characters to keep track of.
Yeah.
And this last one, I didn't know what the hell was going on. I honestly didn't. I didn't know what the story was supposed to be about. It confused me, and I got bored.
The story is about a town called Asteroid City.
No, I get what the concept is supposed to be about.
And there's a science fair.
It's just because it was...
And there's an alien invasion.
A film inside a play inside a film inside a play. It's like, that was too much.
You know...
And they jumped around from and then they have Ed Norton, who was the writer, apparently.
Yes.
But then he cast the other guy as him.
Yes.
See, you get it.
You do get it. What are you talking about? You're not too dumb for Wes Anderson.
Yeah.
You're just... You know what it is? You know, Murray, you've said this...
like it.
You've said this before many times, is you're not a big fan of art pieces.
No, I'm not.
And you like films that go from A to B and it spells things out for you.
Not so much, they don't have to spell things out for me. They just have to follow some kind of
linear
not
story,
linear, but some sort of story that I can follow. And when you jump around like that from different time periods, different actors, and back and forth, it confuses me.
Yeah,
it takes me out of the movie. So, yeah,
I think.
Much like Spider-Verse, I'm like the 1% who didn't like it, but I guarantee I'm not the only one.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
If you go online, there's a shit ton of reviewers that say the same thing that I did.
Yeah, possibly.
So,
I mean, Wes Anderson's obviously not for everybody. No. Apparently, Bryce and I thought it was, but
you guys love him though. So.
Yeah, but it's number 2 for me, number 1 for Bryce. So, oh well, you know what?
Of people that are still making movies, yes.
Yeah, true enough. I mean, yeah, you can't count like the dead people coming back. Although now with what's going on in the acting and writing world, maybe Alfred Hitchcock will come back and direct another movie from the grave somehow.
The grave?
You know.
Maybe.
Right? Maybe. If they can CGI everything, why not?
I'm sure there are scripts that they did never made movies out of that are in a vault somewhere.
Yeah, probably. My thought on this film, and why it's funny how you thought this was the most Wes Anderson-y of the Wes Anderson-y. I thought his last film was way more Wes Anderson than this one.
I thought this was more Wes Anderson-y because it ticked all the boxes of a Wes Anderson film, where I don't know that it did in that last one. It was still very, very good, but it's like, you get your black and white combined with your color. You get your quirky characters. You get a plot that's just awesome. This time you got an alien, so that's new.
That doesn't make it Wes Anderson.
Just for everybody listening, this just bumped "Dude, Where's My Car" off of number 1 for the best science fiction movie ever made.
That was science fiction.
This was
it was an alien invasion.
Alien invasion.
Yes.
That was also an alien invasion.
Ashton Kutcher?
Yeah.
Yes. God. Which was my favorite science fiction movie of all time until now.
Dude.
Now it's number 2.
Dude.
Sweet.
Dude.
Sweet. What does it say?
You guys need help.
Dude.
You guys need help.
Murray, what is the funniest thing about that comment though is that because that movie, obviously you've seen it but forgot.
No, I've never seen it.
Oh, you've never seen it? Okay.
I hate
but
Ashton
if
Kutcher.
you thought
I would never see an Ashton Kutcher movie.
But if you thought of an Ashton Kutcher movie with Sean William Scott,
makes me cringe.
It
literally makes me cringe.
Do you see what's going on here though? The fact that he saw it and liked it.
And he loved it.
I know. I never would have pegged that from a million miles away.
Other hundreds of sci-fi movies that are made throughout the year.
Exactly.
Well, you should watch it because it's the second best science fiction movie ever made.
Apparently,
never gonna happen.
Yep. There you go.
That's too bad.
But you got to remember, Bryce does not like science fiction. He didn't like Alien. I just want to leave that on the table.
He doesn't like real science fiction. He likes farcical science fiction.
No, I don't.
He likes
I like
maybe
science
Mars
fiction.
Attacks. Maybe.
No, that was terrible.
That was awesome.
I hated it.
That was one of the best movies.
I hated it.
Yeah, it was awesome.
No,
exactly. See, he has no taste. Just saying.
So you're crazy. All right. Well, we also got to see a movie called No Hard Feelings,
as opposed to No Soft Feelings.
Exactly. The trailer is 1 minute long and tells the story that the movie took what seemed like 2.5 hours to tell. Of the 1 minute trailer, it had 3 out of 4 of the things that I laughed at for the entire movie. There is nothing original about this helicopter parents paying someone to fuck their son that we haven't seen from every other geeky kid who's a supposed, and I'm putting in heavy quotes, loser, where they have a Three's Company type misunderstanding that they have to all overcome and have, and I say this in hard quotes too, no hard feelings about. They try way too hard to inject emotional moments that have had no time to develop, and yet they try and test the 4 times nominated, 1 time awarded Oscar winner with moments we are supposed to feel. However, the pacing, time-space continuum, and the story itself do not do a good job in making this anything more than Silver Linings Playbook meets Shallow Hal. That ended being super bad. See what I did there? See what happened?
Yeah, I saw.
See what I did there?
You are super clever.
I'm super dumb. The throat punch, kicking ass naked on the beach, the penis finger trap, and something else I can't remember made me laugh. So if it's a Bryce measurement stick of comedies, that would make this film a meh. If I had laughed 5 times in the Bryce measurement of comedies, I think that would equal a Mondo. But wait, I'm not Bryce. And along with 4 times that I laughed was a predictable, very predictably done, been done better many times in the writing. And I was confused how Jennifer Lawrence goes from making Oscar-nominated performances to films like this. So I guess it just proves that I have been saying the Oscars don't have a clue about anything for years. And what I feel about the Oscars is the same thing I felt about this movie. It was a rage. There was 4 times I laughed, which were funny.
That was twice as many.
But that was
laughed. No,
we measured it. You had 2 laughs and 1 chortle. So you had 2.5 laughs. That's what you had. So in the Bryce measurement scale, I guess we'll find out. But Murray, what did you think about this?
Well, not surprisingly.
What?
I thought the opposite of you.
What? No.
Oh, yeah. Oh, here she comes. Watch out, boy. She'll chew
She's
you
a
up.
man-eater.
Oh, here she comes. She's a man-eater. Talk about a perfect movie song tie-in. First off, I love me some J-Law.
Yeah.
It seems no matter what she does, she seems to knock it out of the park. 2-time Oscar winner, by the way. Just
What?
saying.
What?
Yes.
Did she?
The internet
she's
only
one-
said 1, but
No,
maybe
she's one too.
What was her other one? Well, I guess we'll find out.
Maybe the only film of hers I didn't like was Mother, which was very creepy,
I loved Mother.
but she was still amazing in it.
Wait, you liked all of the bow and arrow stuff?
Yeah, it was entertaining.
Oh, okay, cool.
And it had a Hemsworth in it.
Huh.
So it's no surprise that I might like this film. For someone so beautiful, it constantly amazes me how raunchy and disgusting she actually can be. Many of her co-stars have actually told stories about the stunts she has pulled on movie sets, dirty jokes she told, and how much she actually swears.
What?
So
Sounds terrible.
this film seemed perfect for her. In fact, she has said this was the most fun that she's had on a film.
Nice.
This film had some very raw, raunchy moments, but I was surprised by how funny and heartwarming it was. I actually felt sorry for the kid
Aw.
and extremely jealous at the same time. For a 19-year-old kid on his way to Harvard, that would be the actor, not the character.
Yeah.
He did a very good job at holding his own, no pun intended. Someone as experienced as Jennifer Lawrence. Yes, the ending was cheesy, but you'd expect a happy ending. Again, no pun intended. With a film like this. It didn't stoop to the usual rom-com pitfalls, but showed how these 2 characters formed such a great bond that you'd actually believe they'd remain friends. I'm not going to talk about the beach scene because, well, it's all out there.
Yeah.
I haven't enjoyed a raunchy comedy / drama like this in a long time. It is, of course, a freaking Mondo.
Okay. Nice. I'm glad you liked it.
I will keep this short.
I know you will.
No Hard Feelings is a movie about two lonely people who bring out something in each other that was missing. Unfortunately, those two people are in a story that fails to garner any sympathy for either of them. It is marketed as a comedy, but I barely laughed, so as a comedy it failed. I'm not sure what this was. One of the blandest attempts at comedy you'll ever see. The writing is pathetically predictable, and the big swings at humor are all just kind of sad. I hated this unoriginal waste of time. It was a rage.
I think
Kel Surprise.
Yeah, I think both the characters actually did pretty good job in their acting. Like, I didn't have any problems with J-Lo's.
I thought the kid was okay.
The story was based on something
Lawrence
real.
was not.
I thought she was her usual self. Like I said, I've seen her when she's not acting, and yeah, she's kind of a raunchy person.
Yeah.
Like when she does like kissing scenes and stuff, she like eats garlic and stuff. Like she does pulls that shit all the time just to basically screw it with her.
You know, there's nothing bad with a good garlic.
She's got a very good personality.
Sure. I love garlic.
That's great.
And yeah, not every movie you have to do has to be, nominated for Oscars.
No, it doesn't.
Be 3 hours long and be serious dramas. You can do a movie just because you want to do it.
But
she
should
read
do
the script and she
movie.
liked it.
You can make a comedy though that's funny.
Yeah.
I thought it was very funny.
All the way through it?
Well, it had a lot of serious moments. It wasn't all about them goofing around. I mean,
true that.
He was trying to like come out of his shell, and she was trying to help him, and then they started to feel they developed feelings and stuff, and that was real stuff. Like that wasn't just teenage sex comedy stuff from the 80s, which I actually used to enjoy.
What was that? There's a movie back in the 80s that was about, I don't remember what it was called.
Could have been any of them.
It was one of those ones that was like all like this, but back in the 80s.
So it was also terrible.
Yeah, that was also terrible. But I think I liked it back then, just like I like Porky's, because it spoke to my 13-year-old perverted boy. Exactly. And I guess I just kind of wanted this to be a little bit more perverted. There's like one or two snippets of perverted, and then
this is 2023.
You can't be perverted.
Stuff you can get away with in 1985, you can't get away with now. Because everything is PC, so you can't make those jokes like you used to. So which is why everything is bland now, because they're not allowed to be funny. Because they don't want to piss anybody off.
Oh.
I remember Team America was funny, and they didn't hold anything back.
That's true.
I've never been a South Park person.
But you haven't seen Team America.
That wasn't South Park.
Well, yeah, but they offend me in pretty much everything they do.
Nice. Okay. Well,
excellent.
We've got a measurement stick, and we've got apparently we've got a rage sandwich with Mondo in the middle for tasty deliciousness for the Mur.
Nice.
But you were right. You were absolutely right.
Of course, I knew I was right.
100% right.
90% of the time, I know exactly how you guys are going to feel about a movie before it even comes out.
Well, we have to see it
before it even comes out.
Much like the one that's coming out this weekend, which I know you guys are both going to rage on.
What's that one?
What do you think?
We're going to rage on something this weekend?
Old Man Ford is coming out with his new movie.
Oh, God. That's this weekend?
Yeah. See? Just saying.
Yeah, it's going to be awful.
It's going to be really, really awful.
You've already decided. You haven't even
I haven't decided anything.
Yeah, you have.
No.
Here's the thing, Murray. The fact that we both think it's going to be awful, it has a better chance of actually us not raging on it, because we expect the worst. And sometimes when you expect the worst, maybe just like the Gerard Butler scale, I'll have a Harrison or a Harrison Ford scale, or an Indiana Jones scale. I don't know.
Maybe.
We'll see.
You know what? I tried to go back and start watching these. They're all terrible.
Yeah, I know.
All of them.
All of them are awful.
And I remember loving them when I was younger.
I never liked them much.
Okay, well.
Although I will admit that I do remember watching, just like you were saying, there's an odd phenomena that people really like The Last Crusade.
Yeah, and it's just the worst movie.
It's terrible.
It's so awful.
And I remember it not being that bad. And then you dared me to watch it last year or the year before or whatever. And it is freaking awful. Like, I'm like, holy crap, that's why he put it in the bag, because this is awful.
It is. It's terrible. I remember seeing it in cinemas. Yeah. And when I came out, I was like, because I remember the movie. What's the movie before that?
I must have some weird nostalgia thing going on.
Temple of Doom. Yeah. I remember loving Temple of Doom when it originally had come out. And then when that one came out, I went and saw it in the cinemas. I'm like, this is awful. Like, it literally made Sean Connery look like a buffoon. Like, they should have just changed his name to buffoonery.
Sean
Buffoonery. And it was just like, how is anybody liking this? And yet, you see on socials, it's awful. It's so terrible. Ugh. It kind of reminds me, actually, I haven't seen it in a long time, but that movie with Tom Holland that came out that was everything was so obvious, and you know the one where he was
the Wahlberg?
Yeah, the one with the Wahlberg.
Uncharted.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Well, you saw it more recently. Would you say there's a direct correlation between Uncharted and that?
There is, but
Jones.
they're both awful for different reasons as well.
Good.
A lot of the same reasons, but
Nice.
Whatever.
All right. Well, you know what? This is we didn't get the name Film Rage for nothing. Thank God you disagreed with us, Murray. That's all I want to say.
I'll always be here to disagree with you.
Perfect.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Nothing. You got
Just the fact
you got
that-
7 jobs.
Just the fact that No Hard Feelings made me miss the raunchy sex comedies of the 80s, which
Aw.
I grew up on.
Have you gone back and watched any?
A few. Once in a
Like which
while.
one?
They're not really on
Maybe
TV.
you'll name that
They're not
one.
really around anymore.
Wait, I think it was called The Last American Virgin.
I saw that.
That
one.
was one, right?
Yeah, that was one.
Yes, that one.
the
That's what this movie was. But
the American Pies of the 90s.
I do like fucking pies.
One of my favorites was
doesn't?
Hot Dog the movie. Hot Dog the movie.
Hot Dog the movie.
Shannon Tweed. I was like 14, man.
Oh my goodness.
Nice. What about Meatballs? Is that when you fell in love with Bill Murray? Was in Meatballs?
No, actually, I didn't see the first one until recently, but I did see the 2, 3, and 4. I think 4 had
There's-
like Corey Feldman.
There's
in
2, 3, and 4
Oh,
of
yeah.
Meatballs.
He was only in the first one.
Oh, okay. He was
And
smart.
second
got it.
one had an alien in it.
Oh,
It had an ET.
they went to space in number
no,
2.
it had an alien got dropped off at summer camp,
Oh,
Oh.
and he became friends with the kids, and he had powers to make people like
Bryce,
levitate. and stuff.
have you
That
seen?
sounds hilarious.
Have
It
you
is
seen this,
awesome.
Bryce? This could
It's
be the
awesome.
3rd best science fiction
It
movie.
had
you've
what's
ever
his
seen.
name from?
I probably
Soap
have
in it.
seen it. I do
You
not
probably
remember.
have. And there was a
I
boxing
saw
match
everything.
at the end. It was awesome.
This sound. You know what? I'm gonna spend some time this weekend falling in love with Meatballs.
Just saying,
No,
life was
no,
simpler
you're
back
not.
then. So there you go. And yeah, movies aren't funny anymore. So
we know
We
that.
know. We just watched one.
we just-
this was one of the exceptions.
Oh.
oh, okay. Nice.
Temperature rising. Vision blurring. Rage taking over.
My sweet, sweet rage. Oh, I love you so.
All right.
Hail Satan. Let's crank it up there for a bit, Mer. Nice. Sweet. So I have a double rage this week. It hit me when I was in the cinemas, and I turned to Bryce and I said, just before we watched, I don't even remember which movie, I said, I have 2 rages this week. I have double the rage. My first rage is these new commercials of subliminal gay messages in cinemas are fucking pissing me off. If you're going to put gay characters in a commercial, make them fucking gay. I want to see people making out. None of this shit. And they had 2 of them back to back. I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
It pissed me off. I'm like, so you're trying to pretend that these people might be lesbians or they might be
What are we, in the 90s?
What is this, the 90s? Like, people want to see full-on gay, and I'm one of them. I want to see the gay. Don't give me subliminal messages. If you're going to put a fucking commercial out that is implying that people might be gay, just make them gay, like you had before this year. That's what I'm saying. I want my gay.
All right. And
The second thing is, if I watch another fucking trailer by Oppenheimer, I am going to throw up. And I don't mean just small dry heaves. I mean I'm going to spew for 7 hours straight. we now have seen the entire movie. I don't even want to see this anymore.
It's going to be a 9-hour movie. We've only seen like an hour of it if you put all the trailers
It's
together.
already spelled out every single thing that happens. There's like 17 trailers of this, and they keep spewing it out. I'm like, fucking just stop it already. Like, I am so tired. It's just like they did the same thing. What was that one we watched back?
I don't know. There's a ton
It wasn't
of them.
Men, but there was one that was, they saw the first trailer. I'm like, yes. I want to really see this. Like the first trailer of Oppenheimer was amazing. It was just like, yeah, Chris Nolan's on the ball, man. It's gonna be fucking great. And then I've seen now 17 different trailers, all that has pretty much told me the whole story.
I don't know why they
and I'm
do
just
that.
like, I do not want to even see this now. Even though it's Christopher Nolan, I don't want to see it.
I remember one time there was a Denzel Washington movie. I think it was Out of Time, and they literally showed the twist ending in the trailer. I was like, what is going on?
Yeah. I mean, we've had a few in the last while that we've complained about. But this is, I'm not raging about them spelling everything out in the trailer. I'm raging that they've have 7 different, or however many, there's 472 trailers, and I've seen them all, and they all just keep spelling out everything.
Well,
I hate it. Stop it.
If you edit them all in order and whatnot, you're probably going to get
Probably have
pretty
seen
much
the whole movie.
pretty much the
Exactly.
whole
That's what I'm
movie.
saying. I don't need to see it now. I was going to watch the documentary. And Chris Nolan, if you had anything to do with this, this could potentially cause you to get a rage. He has so much control over his films, you'd think he'd be able to control the number of trailers that are put out.
Yeah,
I'm going to post something and tag him in it in social media, and I'm going to be fucking pissed at him.
I'm sure he'll check it.
He'll be mad. He'll be like, I didn't know this was
It's
happening
like, what?
in Canada.
I haven't been going to the movies. I didn't know that.
Chris Nolan only goes to the movies. He doesn't do
He
streaming.
owns his own movie.
That's right.
He's probably got his own theater.
That's what I mean. He
Yeah,
doesn't have to go out anywhere.
Exactly. But he wants to because he believes in cinema. He believes in IMAX, actually. Let's face it. Anyway, I got to stop talking because this is going to go on for 7 hours. Bryce, it's time to switch gears. Whatever your rage is going to be stupid anyway.
Totally. All right, my rage this week is that Matt Dillon isn't in more movies, and the movies he is in do not get released in a theater anywhere near me.
What? Why is that? What are you talking about? What has he been in lately?
He's between
House of Jack built or whatever?
yeah, House of Jack built
That
and
came
this. Name another Matt Dillon movie. There's been 7 or so between.
What? No.
Exactly. So number 1, make more movies, and number 2, why aren't they getting released anywhere near me? They got theatrical releases. He's got one with Peter Dinklage that I totally want to, like, I'm like,
Well, I
how does
wanna
this
see that
movie,
too.
yeah, how does this exist?
I like the Dinklage.
Who doesn't?
Land of Dreams? Did you see that one?
I did not. Have
Did you
you?
s-
Did
did
it
you
get
see-
released anywhere near here?
Probably
No.
not. What about Capone? You saw that, right?
I saw Capone.
Yeah, I did too.
That's it.
Proxima? Is that the one?
Nope. That's not
Mimic? Is that one?
Mimic. I think that's it. I think that's a short.
Mimic.
Is that a short? It's a short.
It is a short.
Ah,
Did you
there
get to see
go.
that?
No.
Oh, okay. Did you see Head Full of Honey?
No.
Running for Grace?
No.
What?
None of them came out.
The House of Jack built? Did you see that?
I saw that.
Yeah, I saw that in
That
cinemas.
was Mondo.
Yeah, I saw that at a film festival. I own a copy of it.
It's so good.
I've
That's the
rubbed
thing.
myself up against it. I loved it so much.
I got 1 man, 2 Mondos, and the 3 I've seen.
So you're saying he could potentially be Undoubted, is what you're saying?
We'll see. We'll bring it. Maybe I'll bring it up, and maybe we're going to be watching a lot of Matt Dillon movies.
I'm not too sad about that.
Yeah.
Like Murray, have you seen any of Matt Dillon lately? Other than last movie you saw him was probably something about Mary, right? Which was a Mondo, I'm sure, for you.
Yeah, I believe I sat through that Jack built one. I didn't like it as much as you guys.
What?
I did see one of his old movies the other day. It was on TV.
What was it?
What was it?
The Outsiders?
It was Wild Things. Unfortunately,
Wild
it was
Things.
edited for television, which took all the fun
Which
out of it.
doesn't make it wild.
But he was still awesome in it.
I like that movie.
The
It's kind of
bacon was
cheesy,
awesome
but
in it.
I like that
Neve
movie.
Campbell was awesome in it.
Was it a science fiction movie?
It was not.
Oh, that's too bad.
Bill
It
Murray was in it.
Not. Bill Murray was in it, and
Just
he was.
saying.
There's a lot of good in that movie.
There's a lot of good in that
Yeah.
movie,
Just saying, once you get past Denise Richards and her boobies, it was a very good movie.
and
What's
you
wrong
don't-
with that?
You don't necessarily. And this is definitely it's her only movie that was any good.
Yeah, but more importantly, we can't actually put Matt Dillon on as Undoubted.
Because he just kiboshed it.
So
yeah.
that he's got to start over. Wait, he might have a couple movies after that.
I don't know. It's not a big fan of his anyway, but
Of course you're not.
never have been. I've watched that since he was young.
And he's been awesome.
Since The Outsiders or whatever.
Yeah, and he was spectacular. He was the best part of The Outsiders.
And his brother is also awesome. I just got to say, got to throw that out there.
Kevin's okay.
He was, the Blob, he was awesome.
Yeah,
I love Kevin
Nepo.
Dillon.
he's okay.
I want to see them together and stuff.
I don't.
Brotherly love.
I just yeah.
All right.
Well, I guess I'll just watch a bunch of Matt Dillon movies either.
Yeah, sounds like a reason.
Anyways,
Rage subsiding. Pulse slowing. Anger fading.
Alrighty then. So, this is the lists. Anyone who's listening, if this is your first time listening to us, this is a section of our podcast where we talk about our lists. And if you go to our website, filmrageyyc.com, you can see our list, which is basically 4. There is Undoubted, there is Doubted, there is Repulsive, and then there is Mesmerizing. And we've been on a bit of a kick lately of a Mesmerized Off to try and eliminate it, because our ultimate belief is, when we made the list, was these people are truly mesmerizing in everything they did. And then we've realized if 2 people are in a movie together and they're both mesmerizing, then there can only be one, just like in Highlander. Unlike Highlander 2, where there was apparently more than just one.
yeah, I don't understand those movies.
Yeah, neither do I. But the Murr got us to watch Clifton Collins Jr. versus Forrest Whitaker.
Yes, in The Experiment.
Yes. Now, Murr, did you get a chance to see this one? Have you ever seen it, though, before? Okay. You might actually not have hated it as much as I did. But the concept of the movie is actually really quite good. The documentary version of it, of the real event, is actually much better.
The Stanford Experiments. If you get a chance to watch it, it's definitely worth checking out.
Spectacular, as Bryce might say.
Yes, it's very, very good.
And
This is not.
I gotta be super honest about like we talked a little bit about this the other day. So Bryce and I have had an anti-Murray feeling about his love of Adrian Brody, but Murray would have been completely right in this movie. Adrian Brody would not have made it past.
Yeah,
so
if he was put against Forrest Whitaker, he would have lost. If he was put against Clifton Collins Jr., he would have lost. And against both of them, I mean, nobody could possibly
ultimately, what I'm saying
even though he was the main character.
Ultimately, what I'm saying is Murray was ultimately right.
In this case, he was.
Absolutely. Adrian Brody is not mesmerizing.
In this, yes.
I've been saying that forever.
There you go.
I know. Well, so this was the toughest decision of my life, and we may end up being on different sides of the spectrum. I'm going to do you want to take me through your journey, or do you want me to take you through my journey?
My journey is not much of a journey. At the end of the day, there was just every time one person was on screen, I was mesmerized, and every time the other person was on screen, I was also mesmerized, but not quite as much.
See, and I also had the same feelings.
They shared the screen a couple times.
Yes.
And, you take yourself. You go first.
Yeah, so everything you just said is exactly what my thoughts were.
They were both in a bad movie, and they were both tremendous in that bad movie.
And so here's the thing I would say I'm different is that yes, I was definitely measuring their mesmerizing when they were on screen, but the other thing that I did, which was why I went one way, is because when they weren't the object of the scene and they were in the background, they were more mesmerizing than what was going on in the foreground.
I was still watching somebody when he wasn't saying anything. That is absolutely correct.
So it's obviously Clifton Collins Jr.
It's obviously Clifton Collins Jr.
What? We agreed.
We totally agree.
But Forrest Whitaker was truly amazing.
And he was so good. But when they had those those scenes in the cell where he's just on the
Yes.
top bunk.
Yes.
Don't tell me you weren't watching to see
Yes.
his reaction to things. and
Absolutely.
wasn't saying anything.
Or
but,
when he's
yeah.
Adrian Brody is doing his Brodyism,
Yeah.
and they got Clifton Collins just beside him. He's fucking acting
Exactly.
the shit
I
out
know,
of every
just what-
scene
I know.
for just like it's like you know when
So
you're
good.
it's like when you're watching a movie and there's extras at a restaurant or something like that, and they're just doing their thing, blah 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 blah
Yep.
blah blah blah. That wasn't him.
No.
It was like he was sucking all of the
Exactly.
screen time
And he wasn't
into
doing,
him.
wasn't saying anything. He was just, but he was still acting his ass off. He
Yeah.
was so good.
But you know, I got
He's
it.
just such a
The
good
saddest
actor.
thing about this,
Yes.
in my opinion, this possibly was the best performance by Forrest Whitaker I think I've ever seen.
it was so good.
It was.
It was really, really
it
good.
was amazing.
But he ran into Clifton Collins Jr.
He hit the wall.
He's a freight train, man.
I'm afraid for everybody who comes after this.
Oh.
That's all I want to say.
Keep on bringing him on. Let's Clifton Collins Jr. against the
He's
world.
Taking
Apparently
on.
he's on there forever because there's nothing else.
All right.
Well, he's still
that's
making
good, too.
movies.
He's still making
making
yeah.
movies. So
So Forrest Whitaker is gone, is he?
he's
Unfortunately, because man,
That cut-
and he's gone with like such a good performance. It's like wow.
Yeah, like if
If
that,
you just watched him, you're like, okay, nobody's taking him out on that performance.
no,
but
no one.
only
like
one, only one person.
only if Viola Davis was in there,
There
we
you
would have-
go.
or Frances McDormand was in there. We would have been having to worry. But you know, wait, he was in A Nightmare Alley too.
Who was?
Clifton Collins Jr.
Who else was in Nightmare Alley?
Nobody on our list.
Yeah, nobody on our list. They've all been punted.
No Bradley
Yeah.
Cooper,
Yeah,
no
Richard
one
Jenkins just got punted.
Yeah.
Willem Dafoe got punted.
Yeah,
Kate Blanchett never made it.
None of you guys
Yeah.
ever put her on there.
I think we tried.
I think
We
we
tried.
Didn't- I
Yeah,
don't know.
we tried, and then I think she got punted.
Yeah.
It was
All
one
right.
of those. Okay, and then so Mur, are you going to give us a?
I thought you
A
should have
repulsive
another.
off?
You should have another question for
Wait,
me. First,
I'm
Jim.
finding out from Murray whether we've got a repulsive off or a mesmerize off now. I'm not sure if you did.
And
the
then you're
homework.
gonna ask me a question.
I might not.
Looked at repulsive anything.
You're not getting. There's
I'm
no
busy with
repulsive.
my
off?
5 million.
You're 7
jobs.
Johns.
I
well, I'm
literally
gonna
wo-
have to
I
come up
literally
with a
had to work all
repulsive off
weekend.
then.
All right. Well, are you going to give us a mesmerize off then?
I can. Probably not going to be here the next 3 weeks, but
Good.
whatever.
It's coming up to my holiday break too.
That's
so
what I mean.
Yeah. Bryce gonna be holding down the fort.
Well, there was one that Forrest Whitaker was in that he's no longer eligible for.
Wah,
but
wah.
There's still 2 other people in it.
Oh, that are mesmerizing?
That's still on the list.
Well, okay.
So
Let's
instead
have
of a
it.
3-way, it's only a face-off.
I know you know how much I love three ways.
I know. Well, I've got Jared Leto
Nice.
and Jodie Foster
What?
in Panic Room,
Oh.
which Forrest Whitaker is also in. Don't go
Ah.
telling me he's more mesmerizing than both of them because you just punted him. So.
Well, if he is, he's going to punt them two of them too. So, right? I mean, that's a possibility. I'm kind of excited about that. I mean, I don't think I like the movie, but
So now you're supposed to ask me about what you ask me about every week.
I'm not really that
Okay,
interested.
screw
now.
it. I'm going forward with it anyways. I did watch the last Kelly Reichardt movie.
What?
Yeah.
You said Christmas.
So I
was like,
I was
just-
home all day yesterday
I'm
with
just-
with sore ribs. So
laid up
I
because
watched
he-
Kelly
He
Reichardt.
was laid up because he's an old person.
That's right. Bryce had a canoeing accident.
Anyways, long story short, Kelly Reichardt's Certain Women was Mondo. Kelly is Undoubted.
There you go. So now you had a different approach than I did because for me, everything she did was Mondo, but you had just her first film was a meh? Is
Yeah,
that
her
right?
first film was a meh for me. Everything
Okay.
else was Mondo.
So it was like she didn't get it perfect.
It was meh, Mondo, 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 Mondo.
Right.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
We've got a lot of people that are meh, Mondo, meh, Mondo, Mondo, meh, Mondo, meh.
and we have
and
a lot
they're
that are
still-
rage.
Wow, we have that too.
Meh, and then Mondo, and then back all over again.
Yes.
So for those people who want to know a little bit about Kelly Reichardt, because first of all, they can find on our list page, you will eventually see Kelly Reichardt on there in the Undoubted List. But her most recent film is now out on VOD called Showing Up, which we actually saw at a recent film festival. And her previous film to that was called First Cow, which you should be able to find everywhere.
Yeah, and it's amazing.
Yeah, it certainly is the first cow. Yeah, and she likes to do a lot of walking, but she likes to take her time at films. So I hope you like that type of movie. Murray, unfortunately, does not like walking
No.
anywhere.
I like driving. I like car chases.
Yes.
Those are terrible.
He likes getting in cars and driving
And running over people.
super fast.
Don't like that at all.
Well, I couldn't be more happier. Thanks, Kelly Reichardt, for being awesome.
So, my ragelings, last week on Rage or Dare, Jim took the easy route again, hoping for a meh when he pulled the less than super hero film, The Green Lantern, from our listeners' dare bag. This week, the boys can choose to rage or dare or Casey. Come on, Bryce. Oh, and also, Jim, I can show you my goods. Wink. The script actually says wink. What's that all about? Now let's check in with Jim and see if this unexpected predicament of Jim's newfound love of superhero films spills over into Ryan Reynolds superhero films. You know, before he was Deadpool. Or was this after he was Deadpool the first time? Was he technically Deadpool the first time, or was he just Wade Wilson? It gets so confusing. Either way, will Green Lantern be a brightest day or a darkest night for Jim? Something tells me he will want this movie to escape his sight.
I'm pretty sure it was in between, but I could be wrong.
I don't know.
He was Deadpool the first time,
But
and then he was Green Lantern. Then he was.
but just like,
Really? I thought he was Green Lantern first.
maybe.
well, Green Lantern was 2011,
Okay.
and the one...
Deadpool was after
Wolverine.
2011.
No, Deadpool was, but
Wolverine.
when he was on the Wolverine film, as the first Deadpool.
It was the first Deadpool.
when he didn't say anything, he was just a mooted Deadpool.
No, he did say stuff at the start of the movie.
Did he? Are
And
you
it,
sure?
and it was Ryan Reynolds that
It
said
was
it?
Ryan Reynolds. Like when they were like they were just this
I still think
militia
it was,
team taking out people before
I still think it was
Wolverine got his
after.
surgery, and yeah, he wouldn't shut up, and Wolverine kept saying, "Don't you ever shut up?" And then at the very end, it's like, "Oh, they finally found a
okay.
way to
That-
shut
that
you
kind-
up."
Ah,
kinda
that's
rings a
right.
bell.
Yeah,
I thought it was 2010, but I
the
don't
bells
know.
are ringing.
Either way,
It might have been.
Yeah, so I'm going to make this real simple. Apparently, the only type of movies I want to see now are superhero movies. This was Mondo. I loved it.
Oh,
you
stop
did
it.
not.
It was so good.
Oh,
I don't know what you're talking about.
stop
It was
it.
a superhero movie,
Just
and it had
stop.
Ryan Reynolds in it. I can't tell you about how much I enjoy
I am the
superhero
world's
movies.
biggest Ryan Reynolds fan, and even I didn't like.
What?
it
How
that
could you
much.
not? It's a superhero movie. Apparently, superhero movies are Mondo, right?
I
I just said that last week.
I remember it not being very good, Jim.
Maybe I should think about it a bit. Okay, so there was lots of monsters
Yeah.
A lot of
in
CGI.
CGI
So much CGI.
with
And the suit was green and
with
animated.
yellow evil scary powers,
Yes.
fighting
Yeah.
good Green Lantern people with
Yes.
bad makeup
Right.
and all dressed in green-ish.
Yes.
Yeah. And Rai, he's a douchebag fighter pilot
Yep.
that is completely unlikable.
He's a maverick.
Yeah, he kind of plays like a Top Gun like pilot.
He's a maverick. He's Pete Maverick.
Who did I mention was a douchebag and completely unlikable?
Yes. Maverick
And it was, and apparently Ryan Reynolds was in this. No, so far it's still good. Well, wait a minute.
So far, it's still good.
I'm not saying I
With,
hated it.
with a backstory that was ridiculous and corny, but not so off base that it was any less corny than say something like the Atom Project. But
Yeah.
the Green Hornet ring, it gets to select its own replacement.
Green Lantern ring.
Green Hornet was Seth. What's his name?
Whatever, green thing.
Yeah.
It's lantern,
The
right? It's a
lantern.
lantern,
It's a
right?
lantern.
Yeah,
The lantern
I get
core.
confused because there's two green things.
It's a very popular comic book. Jim.
Yeah, okay. So
Just saying.
The Green
the
Hornet?
green something,
Lantern.
the
Oh.
green ring. Let's just call it the green ring. Gets to select its own replacement,
Yes.
and it chooses him For what reason? Sorry, again?
don't know.
I was confused about that.
'Cause he was there?
And then they spent way too much time building a story, and I'm going to do heavy quotes here, story for Rai Rai on Earth. Let's get to space already. Like, I don't know why they're trying to build this long, drawn-out but there wasn't really an origin story. It was just like a love story they were trying to... It was almost like they were trying to tell Superman's love story, but they used Ryan and Reynolds instead. And then we get training with Rai Rai, and basically the power of will is what powers this green ring thing.
Right.
Slash imagination.
Make anything that you can think of.
Yeah, and the leader of the Lanterns basically insults him and says, you can't replace the dude that dies, and yet the ring made a mistake. Like, the ring never makes a mistake, but yet he can never replace him. So he's right off the bat, he's insulting the person that replaces them. I don't care if it's his best friend. These are fucking superhero green thing dudes. So it didn't make... None of that kind of made any sense to me.
No.
I was confused. I was in a state of Bryce, I want to say, the entire time I was watching this. I'm sorry, I mean confused. I sometimes mix those two words up. Not sure if you all knew what I meant there when I said Bryce as compared to confused.
There's times when I'm confused. There's no question.
I mean, he's kind of always confused
usually
at
a little
certain
bit.
things. So I was totally Bryced on, and I couldn't tell what was happening most of the time.
Yes.
And the fact that no one could really know who he was except his girlfriend because he was wearing a mask. That it completely looked like Ryan Reynolds, and I don't even know him personally, and I knew it was Ryan Reynolds wearing a mask.
CGI mask. It wasn't even a real mask.
Yeah, but when he took it off, the CGI was gone. But the CGI was good. So this is still a Mondo. I don't know why we're even talking about this.
All right, let's
and
move on.
why did the earthly bad guy get evil powers for doing an autopsy? And so the good guy, this was probably the dumbest movie I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And as much as I now love superheroes made in 2023,
Yes.
I think before 2023, they're all like this. So they're all a rage except for 2023 superhero movies. That is my beliefs going forward.
All right. Well, we got more of them to come this year, so let's see if that holds up.
Fuck me now. Just
Bring on the Blue Beetle.
yeah. After
Blue
seeing last
Beetle.
movie, I'm kind of looking forward to Blue Beetle.
Might not be bad.
It could be the best of all the Beatles.
Probably.
Might take out Paul McCartney as my favorite Beatle.
Really? Paul McCartney's your favorite Beatle?
I don't know. I was a bass player, so I kind of
Fair
dug.
enough.
I loved his fucking bass, by the way. It's so cool.
There's only one Beetle, and that's Herbie.
The Love Bug.
The Love Bug.
Yeah, I do love.
Yeah,
I do love Love Bugs.
I hate Herbie.
I like the remake with what's her name in it because she was
Lindsay.
awesome in it.
Lindsay
Lindsay
Lohan.
Lohan was awesome
Yeah.
in that movie.
Herbie the Love Bug's the dumbest idea ever.
Okay, we got to make a decision on what we're doing next week. You know what we haven't put from the ice creamy bag of rage lately, and I think he did a refill on
No,
it.
I didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
Is
There's
this?
still a few left.
This is it, right?
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Do the honors.
Compared to Casey, it's probably not as ragey as his, though.
I don't know.
Oh,
Let's have it.
it's Martin Lawrence.
Of course it is. You didn't go looking for Martin Lawrence movies?
All right. What are we watching?
We're watching The Black Knight.
Oh,
That's
my
right.
God.
It's in the bag.
Nice. I can't wait to see how terrible this is. I seem to remember seeing this in theaters
I also did. I have no idea why, but I did.
because that's what we do.
we do.
We
We
watch
watch a lot
all
of
the
stuff.
movies that come to cinema
Yeah.
from the time we were 10. Every
Come on.
movie that's come to the cinema,
Yeah.
we've probably seen. And probably we're in the same cinema sometimes. And we didn't even know
Didn't
each
even
other.
know each other.
It's the worst.
Yeah, what can you do?
I didn't
Another
have
Martin
a
Lawrence
movie theater growing up.
What? What did you have
The
growing
one
up?
in town. It burnt down, and we had videos.
You had like
Video stores.
Video stores?
VHS
What was your
stores.
video store when you were a
I
child?
don't know. It was a small town. It wasn't a brand name one.
Was it like
Was it
Bill's?
just-
It was like
Was it just a convenience store that had like a corner that had a
yeah,
bunch of
it was
videos
like
in it?
Joe and Bobby Sue's convenience store or
Nice.
something.
Was there a
Videos
curtain, black curtain that had the porn be in it?
Oh, they left it right out front?
There was no,
Left the porn right out
there
front.
was no porn.
What?
There was a few teenage sex comedies that I previously mentioned, but
Oh, like Last American Virgin?
Were there
Yeah,
certain
ones like
parts
that.
that were like a little worn because they kept on getting rewound
Yeah,
and
a
played
couple of
again?
them.
Yeah.
a couple of them.
There's some blotchy parts in that VHS tape.
Yes.
Nice.
right.
The parts you don't want to be blotchy. That's the one you
Right.
want it pristine through that section.
Nom, nom,
Right.
nom, nom, nom.
That's the way it goes.
Aw, I love big cities. Well, thanks, Ragers, for listening. Thanks, Extended Film Rage family, who you can find in our show notes. Thanks to Casey, the nerdy photographer, for the voice of Rage or Dare and our true God of Rage. Find us on social media everywhere at Film Rage YYC. Check out everything Film Rage at filmrageyyc.com, including our merch site for Redbubble and TeePublic. And apparently somebody bought a t-shirt from our site the other day. So thank you for doing that. We're always wanting to make this a raging blast for our listeners, so please comment, like, and subscribe, and send us emails to filmragecalgary@gmail.com. Dare us to see terrible movies to fuel our rage, but no matter what you do, please, 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 pretty please, 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 pretty please, 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 make us rage. That's it for this week. Rage on!
Rage on.